Hello everybody and welcome back to Potato Creations. We're going to be doing some Bukkit plugin tutorials today. It's going to be a nice, simple kind of plugin. It's just going to be a simple plugin. I'll give you a quick example. So let's say I'm going to be out in the forest over here, and then suddenly I want to get home, so I'm going to do /WalkIn, open up this inventory, and I can choose spawn, and it'll take me back to spawn. So that is what we're going to do. So let's head back into our IDE and get started. First of all, we're going to need our main class, and then we're going to need our package. I recommend before you do this tutorial, you make sure you know Java, and you've watched my previous Bukkit plugin tutorials. Actually, they're completely different now. They're going to be completely different. I've laid everything out differently, but I recommend you have some kind of Bukkit knowledge, otherwise you won't understand what I'm doing. But we're going to create me.rushme.youtube. And we're going to create a new file inside of here called, we're going to call YouTube our main Bukkit class. YouTube. Now this is going to extend Java plugin like a normal Bukkit plugin, and we're going to have our public void on enable. That's going to be it for now. That's all we need for now. Next, we're going to need our actual inventory that we're going to create. We're going to make a new package for that. .inventories. Spell it right this time. And we're going to make our new class. We're going to call it warp inventory, so we're going to be able to warp between places. So, what we're going to need is not extending anything. First, we're going to need to tell it what name it's going to need. So we're going to do public static string get name. And we're going to turn warp selection, and then we're going to make our method that will open the inventory. So public static void open player p, so we know who we're opening it to. So we're going to make our inventory. So inventory, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Inventory I equals buckets dot create inventory. I'm going to put the null, so it's not owned by anyone. So, like, now we're good to size. Now, inventory sizes have to be multiples of 9 because there's nine slots in a row, and you have to do it by rows. It's a bit complicated. Yeah, don't worry about it if you don't understand. I'm just going to put 18 for 2 rows, and then we're going to put get name. Inventory created, import everything, make sure everything's good. Control-Shift-O is what I've put. The auto import in NetBeans is. If you're using Eclipse, it's default Control-Shift-O. Not sure about IDEA. If you have any others, just Google and you'll find your answer. And I'm gonna do p.openInventory I. So that will definitely open the inventory. Now we're gonna create. Now what we need to do here is we need to put what items are going where in the inventory. Well, I'm gonna create a method called getWrap. Warp. Now I've already made this method, it's right here. I'm going to import everything and I'll explain to you what's going on here. So we've got a public static item stack, so it's going to return an item, and we're calling it get warp. We're passing through the arguments, the name of the item and the material it's going to be, and then what we do is make a new item stack with that material, and we get the item metadata for that item. We set the display name to the name we passed. We set the item's item metadata to the one we've created here, and then we return the item. Really simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that. The code kind of explains itself. So now we're going to say set item parameter type 0, so it starts at 0 and ends at 17 for us. It's always the size minus 1 because you start at 0, and then we're going to get warp, and we're going to put spawn, and then material.goldblock. You can put anything there, and you can add more than one if you want to. However, I'm just going to add one for now. So, now we need a method to make it click. So, when a player clicks, there's an event called the inventory click event, and we're going to call this method. And this method's going to be the public static void click. I'm going to want a player that clicked it, and the slot that it's clicked. So, we're going to make a switch statement. Slot, and then we're going to make a case of 0. So if it's slot 0, do the following. And all we're going to do is because we want to teleport them to spawn, p.teleport, p.getWorld.get spawn location. Simple as. And then we're going to send a message, just send message chat color aqua plus teleported you to spawn. And then we're going to do p.close inventory. Now that's simple, done, fantastic. Now we need to make that event that I was speaking of earlier, the our class. So what we're going to do is here we're going to put dot events, and then we're just going to create this event called inventory click, and then we're going to put implements listener, so it's listening for all the events here, and we're going to put our event handler annotation, and we're going to put public void on click inventory click event. Make sure it's all imported. Now we're going to do if e.get get clicked inventory dot get title dot equals warp inventory dot get name. Then, but ooh, that's apparently not the right brackets. And then we're going to do warp inventory. It's not going to inventory dot wrap. Apparently it's wrap. Warp inventory dot click, and we do e dot get clicked. No, get who clicked, and then e dot get raw slot, and that is done. Apparently not, because I forgot that it requires a player, so you cast it very simply. If you know Java, you would know what that does. It just says, well, actually, this is a player. We know it's a player. Simple. So now what we're going to do is we're going to need to make our command to open it. Now, this is going to be completely different from what I've done before. So if you don't understand it, I will go through the code as I do it. So, when I used to plug in tutorials, it used to be all scrunched up in one class, which was horribly done. So now, thanks to Quizzy, plug there, I can now do it differently, and yeah. So we're going to make our new package called commands. We're going to put in here our new class. We're going to call it, warp inv command. It implements command executor. And it's going to throw an error, so I'm going to implement this, and then this is going to appear. Don't need that, that's just book standard. And we're always going to return true because there's no point in returning false. I'm then going to rename all this because it's easier when it's like something you know. Like this is when I started this. This is how I did all my commands. This is the names I had, and I just learned that way. So what we're going to do. Here we're just going to do if sender is instance of player, then we're just going to do warp inventory dot open for player sender, and that should be fine. Now we're going to go register this, and we need to register our event at the same time. So plugin manager pm equals bucket dot get plugin manager, and then we're going to do pm dot register event. Helps when you import stuff, doesn't it? Yeah. Register events, a new inventory click, and then this. That's right. And then we're going to do get command. So this is the different bit, and we have to put warp inv dot set executor, new warp inv command. That's apparently not how you type or code. And then we need to make our plugin.yml. So we're going to make a new YAML file plugin. Here it is. I'm going to just quickly copy it from the code I've already done. So what I've just put is name, YouTube's authors, rush speed, version, basically the same. Save that. Now I'm going to compile it, put it on the server, and we'll see you after that. Okay, so now we're back in the game, and I'm going to test it out here, so I'm just going to, again, run up into the forest, da 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 da. Oh no, I need to get back to spawn. I can just do /WalkIn. Here it is, spawn, and it teleports me to spawn. Fantastic. So that's today's Bukkit tutorial. If you want me to do more, or you want to see something specifically done, make sure to comment down below, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. My name has been Lushmead. Enjoy.